I always started out with a quote, so all men have fears, but the brave put them down and go forward, sometimes to death, but always to victory. Quote by Dale Carnegie. I like this little chord I got in the line of view here. It kind of just adds a little bit of an illusion, I guess. I don't know. It's growing on me. Let me know in the comments below how you think about this chord. Anyways, I started writing down these quotes now because I feel like this will give me a better representation on how to break it down, and I can break it down on word levels. So, all men have fears. This goes for any gender, race, for anything. Every single person on this earth will have a fear. If you do not have a fear, you are not a human being. Because a fear is something that is ingrained into your mind that just happens. I did see this one video of this dude where he just didn't sense fear at all. He would like jump off of buildings and parachute and all this stuff and would never have that fear get activated in his mind. So if you don't have that chromosome or whatever it is in your brain, then I guess this doesn't relate to you, but that is a very rare case. And if that is the case with you, then I actually feel bad for you, and I know you'll get through it and get some help eventually. But all men have fears. Most men, I guess. But the brave put them down and go forward. So all men have fears, but the brave ones are willing to put their fears down and continue to go forward. Even though they may be scared, they will continue to still persevere, because that is the instilled quality of being brave. Doing stuff when you feel like you cannot. Doing stuff when you feel like the odds are stacked against you. So being able to put them down and go forward. Sometimes to death. You know, if you're in war and you're scared of the enemy and they're shooting at you, you have to put down your fears and you have to fight forward, because if you do not fight, you will die. You will be shot with a bullet. And a lot of us have the luxury of not having to experience this. And we can deal with it in other ways, because there will always be fears. It doesn't always have to be a general warfare kind of fears. Anyways, sometimes to death, but always to victory. You know, even the people that are scared and continue to fight, they may die, but they were victorious because they conquered their fear. They were brave enough to push past their fear. Something that a lot of us are way too scared to even do. A lot of us are cowards. Do you want to live and be a coward? Or are you going to look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I'm a fucking coward? Just accept them words and realize, I am a coward. Because I do not do these things that courageous people do. I am not brave, but I can become brave. I can do brave things. Being able to tell yourself that, you know, you may not always be able to just be brave, but to have that ability to want to be brave, to have that ability to face your fears and not be scared. Because when you get a fear rose to your mind, it gets scary. You're like, what if this happens? What if that happens? And then fear turns into anxiety and doubt and this endless loop of just fuckery. But being able to push forward, you know, what if my brain's messed up? What if I have brain damage? Just some fears in my mind. What if you don't? What if you gain a better brain by fighting past these fears and being able to control your mind? If you were scared about brain damage, being able to just have a strong brain cannot be the wrong thing to do. It is brave because you are still pushing into your fear in your mind. But I don't know. Let me read the quote again so we can get back to this point. All men have fears, but the brave put them down and go forward. Sometimes to death, but always to victory. You gotta be able to face your fears, man. You know, like, I'm sure when you were a kid, you were afraid of the dark. And if you wanted to go to sleep, you had to have the lights turned off. And you had to just envelop and to feel that fear. And you had to push through it. You had to be brave, you know, or else you wouldn't get any night's sleep, or else you'd feel horrible. And that was a fear that was pushed against us by nature. But the fears that we have in our own mind is a way more easy battle to just give into, because it's not something you feel like you it's not something in your brain that is factory set. It is something that can be changed. And sleeping is something in your brain that is factory set. You need sleep. You know, you had to weigh out your battles. Am I going to be scared of the dark forever? Or am I going to get some shut-eye and be able to just wake up and go to school tomorrow? I don't know. At the end of the day, be brave. In any situation of your life, just be brave. Like, whether that's talking to somebody new, put on your brave face and talk to that person. It may be hard at first, but you will feel so much more rewarded afterwards. I will give you an example of my life today. You know, I've never really went to a real church in my life. And I decided, one of my friends told me, you should go to church, man. And I was like, you know what, I should maybe, but what if I feel out of place? What if I feel like I don't belong? And, you know, so I showed up to a church today. I was scared going in there. I was scared to be there when I don't belong. And somebody opens the door and I'm scared, man. I'm like, sorry, I've never been to church before. Just like kind of rambling on, you know, my anxiety self. And the guy's like, oh, it's okay, man. Da da da. We're having a staff meeting right now, but you know, and I just kind of felt out of place and awkward. But you know, I conquered that fear. And he said, oh, we have services on Sunday at 10. And I was like, oh, okay. But I conquered that fear, and I would have never found out unless I, you know, pushed past that envelope and put a brave face on and went in there, you know. And I felt scared, and church is a very accepting place, and, you know, I still was scared. I still felt that sense of fear, man. And I put the brave face on, and I did it. And I felt so much better afterwards. I felt so much more accomplished afterwards. I feel like if I can apply that to any of my other parts of my life, I feel unstoppable. You guys will as well. I want you to write down in the comments below something you are scared of. And then in a week from now, I want you to write down if you have conquered that fear or not, or if you have pushed against that fear. Thank you for watching.